Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining this webinar tonight with Pre Reg Shortcuts. We're just waiting on everyone to join, so just hang on with us for a few minutes, and then we can do a quick icebreaker. Just drop your name, university, and where you're based at if you're doing your trainee year in the chat. I'll go first. Yeah, just bear with me, guys. I'm just changing the settings now. Lovely. It should be all good now. Hi, Nakib. It's nice to see people from your year joining as well. Lovely. People still joining, so I'll just wait a couple more minutes, then we can make a start. Okay, we'll make a start then. Yeah, people will just keep joining, but we'll make a start now. So hi to everyone. I'm Emma and I'm the BPSA competitions coordinator. Thank you for joining this webinar tonight as our webinar Wednesday series. And tonight's webinar is with Pre Reg Shortcuts on calculations MEP. And we've got Georgina and Umar joining us tonight. Thank you, guys. So I'll let you introduce yourselves one by one. So Georgina, if you want to go first.
Hi guys, my name's Georgina and lovely to meet all of you. I hope you are all well. So just a bit about me and just generally my background. So I am a community pharmacist and I specialise in anticoagulation. In previous roles, I was actually responsible for all of the pharmacies across Kent and Medway, 326 pharmacies. And I implemented and rolled out the both GPhC PCS service and hypertension case finding service all across Kent. I have a special interest in mental health, and during my pre-reg year I created a COVID-19 mental health awareness service, and as a result in November 21 I won the Chemists and Drugs Award for Pre-Reg of the Year. That's one of my main personal awards. That's something I'm very, very proud of. And I also won an award from my uni for the best academic performance in the MPharm degree program. So I'm really excited to meet all of you. There's loads of you on here and I hope you are really, really excited for a smashing webinar this evening. And I'm just going to pass you over to Uma.
Hi guys, good stuff. If you guys can see and hear me, just type a 1 if you guys can see and hear me. By the way, can everyone change their settings and then allow everyone to like see the messages? That way it just makes it for a lot more interactive session as well. So a little bit about me. So my name's Umar Majid. I am Managing Director and co-founder of Pre Reg Shortcuts with Marvin. Has anyone ever joined a Pre Reg Shortcuts session, whether it be YouTube, whether we might have met at the BPSA conference, one of our free webinars? If you have, just type me. If you've ever joined our sessions, just type me if you have. Nicole, how are you? Aruj, Daniel McDonald, how are you? I think we met at the BPSA conference. I think I recognize the name. So if you ever joined, Hajra, how are you? Thank you for joining. So if you ever join a session, just type of me, just type of me, just type of me. Fantastic. So I am Managing Director and co-founder of Pre Reg Shortcuts. I have lived in quite a few places, so I have a lot of experience in community pharmacy, whether that be in England, whether that be in Scotland, whether that be in Wales. I specialize in respiratory. I went to the uni of Bradford. If there's anyone from Bradford here, type a yes. Type a yes if you went to Bradford Uni as well, or if you are at Bradford Uni. So I went to the University of Bradford, the best uni ever. I was working as a clinical lead for the COVID vaccine. So when that was going on, I am living in Glasgow. Well, I've recently moved, and there was a big hub, and I was working at the big COVID vaccine center as a clinical lead. I also do a lot of volunteer stuff, and I'm an admin. And I was sort of at the beginning of an organization called the Pharmacist Cooperative. Althea went to Bradford, the best uni, the best uni. By the way, before we start, guys, I love how Zoom works because, you know, face to face, it's hard to like go places and you don't get to meet as many people. Whereas when you're online, you get to meet everyone because everyone's sat behind the screen and everyone joins in from all over the country. So where are you guys signing in from today? Just type where you are signing in today. So I am living in Sheffield at the moment. So I am in Sheffield, right next to the Peak District. I am up north. Fantastic. Aruj is in Hull. Aruj is in Hull. Poole, Sunderland, Nottingham, my best friends from there. Graduated from Newcastle and living in Newcastle as well. Brighton, Swansea, Rami Castle, Glasgow. I live near Charing Cross. I love the West End. I love Glasgow. I really do. Fantastic. So we are from all over the place, which is really, really great. Who's excited for today's session? If you are, just type one, just type one. Just type a one. We have so much planned for you today. So we have a big session on pharmaceutical calculations. I believe we have 13 questions. So we're going to have 13 questions. And then if you don't get to finish it in time, I promise you'll get the rest of them by email. Then after that, it's going to finish at about 8:15. And the lovely Georgina is going to come on and she's going to do an amazing session on medicines, ethics and practice. So who's got their GPhC exam in June? If you have, just type June. Just type in June. Just type in June in the chat if your exam is in June. Alex, Nicole, Mia, Hamid, Raj, Sharon, Nasreen, fantastic. So lots of Junes. You got exam coming up in June. Who wants a few more free marks in the exam? If you do, just type yes if you want some free marks. Georgina's sessions are amazing, to the point. They tell exactly what you need to know. So I promise you, if you stick around to the very end, you will definitely get a few more marks in the exam, because if you learn Georgina's slides, it will come up in the exam. By the way, who likes freebies? If you do, just type a yes. If you like freebies, type a yes. If you stick around for long enough, we are going to have a raffle, so you must stay live on for that. So if you are on the raffle, you'll win a prize on our combo course. That's our course, that's our foundation year program. I recognize some names that are already on the course. If that's you, then you'll get your money back, and that's completely okay. If you're fourth year, you'll get full access. And if you're a training pharmacist right now, you'll get the videos until the June exam as well. So it's going to be a really fun session, lots of calculations, lots of MEP questions, and then we're going to give lots of freebies as well. Who's excited? Who's ready to start? If you are, just type a me. If you are ready to start, type a me, type a me, type a me. Everuma, Haifa, Wakar, Aruj, me, Rishi, Jaisal, Emma, Jaspeer, fantastic, fantastic. Good stuff, guys. So we're going to have loads of questions. And we need to start off with a GPhC approved calculator. So who's got one of these calculators? Type a one if you've got one of these calculators. If you don't, that's okay, but you need to have one of those for the exam, please. Otherwise, they won't let you in. You can have the old Casio MX88, but they don't make that anymore. But you have to have one of those calculators, because if you don't, they won't let you into the exam. Now, you don't want to go to uni for 4 years and then do a year's worth of intense training only to then get to your exam in June and then saying, oh, we can't let you in because you got the wrong calculator. Like, that's going to be really bad. So please make sure that you have the right calculator. It's right there on the screen. It's going to be in the GPhC framework as well. Aurora, I like the Aurora one the most, I'll be honest. What about CASI MX8B? Yeah, so if you still have one of those, you can take that into the exam. Good stuff, guys. So guys, in the GPhC exam, you are going to get 40 questions. You're going to get 40 questions and you're going to get 120 minutes to do the questions in. So 120, 40 questions, you're going to get 3 minutes per question. So that's how we'll do today's webinar. What we'll do is we'll have 3 minutes per question and then we will go through each question. Does that sound like a plan, guys? If it does, just type a yes, just type a 10, just type a yes if that sounds like a plan. So please don't share your answer. It's going to ruin it for everyone. You're going to have 13 questions. It's going to be really great. You're going to find it really useful for your exam and everyone's going to have a good time. And I give lots of freebies as well. Fantastic, guys. So our first question is coming up. You'll get 3 minutes and then we'll go through the first question together. Good stuff, guys. So your first question starts now, please. Good stuff, guys. That's 3 minutes for your first question. What was our answer for question 1, please? What was our answer for question 1? What did we get? If you guys struggled with it and you weren't too sure, just type a 0 if you couldn't do it. Then we'll spend some more time and we'll make sure everyone understands it. Fantastic. So we've got 30.0, we've got 7.7, we've got 5.7, we've got 4.9, we've got 5.7, we've got lots of 7.7s as well. So this question, guys, is based on a dilution. it's quite a common thing. So this is the kind of thing that you might have to do when you're working as well. So that is why the GPhC asks you these kinds of questions in the exam. So what this question is asking is you have a glucose IV solution and you're going to treat hypoglycemia. So guys, what is hypoglycemia? So if I was to say hypoglycemia, how would you describe hypoglycemia? So you're going to prepare a glucose IV solution for the treatment of hypoglycemia. You've got glucose 10% solution and 20% as well. So what they're asking is that if you mix 10% of glucose, 275 mils of it, and then you separately mix in 20% of glucose at 250 mils, and then 480 mils sterile water, what is the percentage strength of that final solution? Fantastic. Hypoglycemia is low blood glucose sugar levels. Good stuff, guys. It's nice explaining it fancy, but if you can't explain it simply to a patient, then there's no point in being a pharmacist. So hypoglycemia is low blood sugar levels. Good stuff, guys. So the answer is 7.7. So the answer is 7.7. So well done if you managed to get that correct. I know there's a big variety of attendees in here tonight. Some of us are trainees that have an exam in June in a month's time, and you'll have practiced loads of questions. And some of us are in the fourth year, some are third and second year that may not have done as many questions. So it's definitely okay if you didn't get that right, but these questions are there to practice, and we're all here to learn from our mistakes as well. So the answer, guys, is 7.7. So we'll just quickly run through how I did that question. So with this question, it's very important that you separate your different strengths and your quantities. So you have 275 mils of glucose, 10%. So what that means, the 10%, is that there are 10 grams of it in 100 mils. So you have 10 grams in 100 mil, and you want 275 mils of that. So that gives you 27.5 grams in total. Is everyone still with me so far? Does that make sense? If it does, just type a 27.5 in the chat. Just type a 27.5 in the chat, please. Fantastic. So you have a second volume and solution strength as well. So you have a 20% and you have 250 mils of it. So 20% is 20 grams in 100, and that is 250 mils. So that is 50 grams. So far you have 27.5 and 50. And then you also have separately 480 mils of water. That's not glucose, so that is just water on its own. The 27.5 at 50 will give you 77.5 grams. And then you've got to add in the solution. So you have 275 mils, 250 mils, and then 480 milliliters as well. So 275, 250, and 480 will give you 1005. Now, what it means when it says percentage strength, it means, what does it mean, guys, when it means percentage strength? What does that mean? Is it grams per 10 mils? Is it grams per 100 mils? Is it grams per 1,000 mils? Fantastic. Grams in 100 mils. So that's what you have to work it out for. So if you have 77.5 grams in 1,005 mils, you need to change that into grams per 100 mils. And then that will give you the correct answer for that question. I just saw a brief question. In the question, let's see. In the question, it doesn't say the strength of glucose. It does, so 10% is a strength. So that's a strength, and then 20% as well. That's a strength. Fantastic. So guys, so far, if you manage to get 77.5 grams in 1,005 mils, just type a me. If you manage that so far, just type a me, just type a me, just type a me. Fantastic. So 77.5 grams in 1,005 milliliters. What you have to get from there is you have to change the 1,005 mils to 100 mils. So if you do that, that'll give you a percentage of 7.71. And then you have to round it to one place, and that'll give you 7.7. That's another way of doing it. I have a slightly different way of doing it. I am using my trackpad, so it's quite difficult. Normally, I use my pencil, so we'll hopefully get that working soon. So what I tend to do is 77.5 in 1,005 mil. So what I tend to do is I tend to round that and get it down to 1 mil. So you divide that by 1005 as well. So how many of you are on the combo course? Because I recognize loads of names on here. You'll have seen me do this. So if you're on the combo course, just type a yes if you're on the combo course. Fantastic. So you round it down to 1 mil and then times it by 100. If you recognize that method, then just type a yes. Fantastic. So that will then give you your grams in 100 mil. Good stuff. Fantastic, guys. Did you find that useful? If you did, just type a 2, just type a 2, just type a 2. I know everyone's having a good time so far. And then we'll get on to another question because we have loads to cover today. Fantastic. Althea, Edward, Anil, Jaskiran. Fantastic. Good stuff, guys. Let me clear everything there. Fantastic, guys. If you're ready for the next question, just type a 2, just type a 2. You only get 3 minutes and your time starts now, please. Good stuff, guys. That's question number 2. So this one is an example of an infusion, but it's also an example of a displacement question. Now, it's definitely okay if you got this one wrong. It's a very tricky question, but we'll go through it anyway. So guys, what was our answer for question number 2, please? What did we get for question number 2? And it's a very, very difficult question, but let's see what our answers were. If you guys struggle, that's okay, but let me know, just type a 0 or just say I couldn't do it. And then we'll spend some more time going through it as well. And I got 0.10, I got 0.08, I got 0.10. I couldn't do it, that's definitely okay as well. So lots of different answers, and that's fantastic because that gives us an opportunity for learning as well. So let's go through the question. Now with these questions, it's very important to understand what displacement is. It's nice doing questions, but you have to understand the theory behind it as well. So what is displacement? Displacement is the volume whereby you put something into something else and it replaces whatever was inside the volume. So what the question is asking and it's asking for 8.2 mils of WFI, that is water for injections, to 1 vial. So what you're going to do is you're going to add in 8.2 mils of water for injections. You're going to add it into a vial, and that at the end of it is going to equal 15 mil. Then when you finally got the vial of 15 mil, what you're then going to do is you're then going to add it to a 250 mil bag of saline. So you're going to end up with an overall bag that has 265 milliliters in it. Does that make sense so far, guys? If it does, just give me a 265. Just give me a 265. Just give me a 265, if that makes sense so far. Fantastic. So it's all about breaking it down into little chunks, understanding it, and then answering the question from there. So 8.2 goes into 15. And the 15, you add it to 250, and then you end up with a final volume of 265. Good stuff. I did see the correct answer. So the correct answer was 0.08. So that was a very difficult question. So I'm very impressed if you got that one right. But again, it's the kind of stuff that GPhC can put in the exam, because if you work in a hospital or if you work in aseptics in the future, which some of you might be, this is the kind of thing that you will have to do. So this is the kind of thing that they will test you on in the exam as well. So who's ready to go through it? If you're ready to learn something new, guys, just type 2, just type 2, just type 2. Let's learn something new together. Fantastic. So with this question, this method is a bit different as well. So what you have is you have 15 mils. So you're going to add 8.2. You're going to add 8.2. And you're going to get to 15. So that means you're going to get 6.8 left. So 6.8 has been replaced. You've got a 250 and your 15. That'll give you 265. So you've got a rate of infusion that's in the question, that's 2.5 milligrams per minute. So that means that a patient will get 2.5 milligrams per mil in a minute. So what happens is you have 250 and 15 gives 265, and then you have a rate of infusion of 2.5. So that means what you have to do is you need to get your 265 and times it by the 2.5. So 2.5 times 265 will give you 662.5 milligrams. So you have 662.5 milligrams in total. Now, is everyone okay so far? If you are, just type a 2, guys. Just type a 2. Just type a 2. Just type a 2. Fantastic. Right, okay. Doesn't the drug displace only 6.8? The rest is made up of water. No, you're adding in the water, so that's why it's 6.8 that's displaced. So it's 8.2 has been added, so 6.8 has been displaced. Fantastic. So 2.5 times 265 will give you 62.5. So with that question, you have to use the right units. So 662.5, and then you got 0.6625. That displaces 8.2. Yeah, so that displaces 8.2. So 0.6625 divided by 8.2 will then give you 0.08. Why is the step for units not mg in min? Why is the step for step 2 not milligrams in minutes? Where did the minutes go? There was no minutes. Hang on, let's see. It's because the minutes don't matter for this one. It's okay if it's missed off. Yes, so it displaces 8.2 mils of water. So 0.6625 in 8.2. So you get 0.08 and you get 0.08 mils per minute. Why work out displaced water then? That's a very good question. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. But yeah, it's 8.2, guys. It's definitely 8.2. So you've added it in, so that way that's what needs to be taken into account for. Fantastic. Good stuff. So guys, that's question 2. Shall we go to question 3? If you want to do question 3, just give me a 3. Just give me a 3. Just give me a 3. Let's do question 3 as well. Fantastic. So let's have a look. So 8.2 is added. So that is the displacement. Hang on. So let's have a look at the question again. So if you add in 8.2 mils of water for injections, you get a final volume of 15 mil. 8.2 mils of water for injection to a vial to produce a final volume or 15 mil. Yeah, so 6 point, yeah, you're right, guys, actually. Yeah, so it's 6.8, that should be. Sorry, guys, apologies for that. Yeah, so it's 662.5 displaces 6.8 mils of water, and then 0.6625 is at 6.2, and then you work it out from there, and then you'll get the correct answer. Fantastic. So 662 displays 6.8, 97.43 in a mil, and then 0.09 as well. Fantastic. That's okay, guys. Apologies for the confusion there. It was just sort of trying to read at the same time as well, but that's definitely okay. Yeah, so you've got 6.8 mils is displaced. So this should be 6.8, and that should be 6.8 as well. So Akram put down the right answer. So you have the answer is 0.10 is the correct answer. Let's see if I can write it on the slides as well. So displaces, where is my pen? So that displaces 6.8. 6.8, and that'll give you 0.09 something something something, and then that'll get rounded to 0.10. Yeah, so the answer is 0.10, guys. Fantastic. Good stuff. Sarah Aziz, displacement values can be in any units that they give you. It can be milligrams per mil, it can be grams per mil. It just depends on what it is, or the testing you on as well. Apologies for that, guys. Is that now a bit clearer? If it is, guys, just give me a 2, just give me a 2, just give me a 2 if that's now a little bit clearer. Fantastic, fantastic. Good stuff, guys, good stuff. So guys, who's ready for question number 3? Just give me a 3. If you're ready, just give me a 3. Just give me a 3, just give me a 3. Fantastic, your 3 minutes starts now, please. Good stuff, guys. That's question number 3. What was our answer for question number 3? Please, what was our answer for question number 3? 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Fantastic. I got a quick message earlier about the rounding up. So if the question asks you to do it in 2 decimal places, you give your answer in 2 decimal places. If it's 3, it's 3. If it's 1 decimal place, it's 1 decimal place. If they don't give you anything, then you round it to the nearest whole number. So because it's a scanned thing, like they scan the papers, and well, they don't scan them anymore. Actually, they have it on the computer. I'm with the fairies there for a second, because it's all in the computer. If your answer is different from what they've programmed, it's going to be wrong. So if it's 1 decimal place, it's 1 decimal place. It's 2, it's 2. So even if the second decimal place is a 0, just put it in, guys. Just go with the gut feeling. Everything is going to be great. Good stuff. So I have my pencil working, which is fantastic, and that is really, really good. So our question is asking, now we have a patient and they've got BSA of 1.83, and they've been given this medication, and they've got chronic lymphocytic leukemia, and this is how much they're getting, and they're getting it once a day, and they're getting it for 5 days. And you need to give the daily dose to the nearest 10 milligrams. So how many 10 milligram tablets do you need for the 5-day course? So if you read the question slowly and you break it down into little chunks, it's going to make your life so much easier. So with this, you've got the 1.83, and you've got that as well. So you know straight away that's important. So you've got to do 24 times 1.83. Then that'll give you your milligrams that you need per day, and then you times it by 5 days. Is that clear so far, guys? If it is, just type a 3, just type a 3, just type a 3. By the way, guys, my writing is really bad, isn't it? It's actually shocking. This is what pharmacy does to you guys. It takes everything away. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. I love it. It's very rewarding. I'm only joking. I'm only messing with you. So my writing's just bad. I'm left-handed. That's why. Fantastic. So let's have a look. Are you not meant to look at the tablets for 1 day? Yeah, so that's what you are doing. So 24 times 1.83, that'll give you tablets for 1 day, and then you times it by 5 days. But yeah, that's what pharmacy does to you. Good stuff. Answer is 20, guys. So the answer is 20 tablets. So we have 24 times 1.83, that gives you 43. And you have to round it to the nearest 10. So you have to round it to the nearest 10. So the nearest 10 for 43 is, well, you have 40, 43, and 50. So the 43 is closer to the 40. Fantastic. So guys, is that clear? Does that make sense? If it's the nearest 10 milligrams and you've got 43, it's closer to the 40, not 50. If that makes sense, guys, just give me a 40. Just type 40 and just type a 40 if that's clear so far. Fantastic. So our dose is 40 milligrams. So we have 40 milligrams. So each tablet is 10 milligrams. So 40 milligrams is 4 tablets. So you have 10 milligrams equals to 1. 40 milligrams is equal to 4 tablets. So we have 4 tablets a day. So 4 tablets a day times by 5 days is equal to 20. So the answer is 20. So the answer is 20 tablets for this one. I'm getting a few messages about recordings, and if you've missed it, the BPSA are going to record it, and that's not something that I control. So they will sort everything out with you guys. They will sort out everything with you. I always put down, if it was 45, then would you round to 50 or 40? Then you would round to 50 because it's the nearest 10. Good stuff. Fantastic. So the daily dose is 40, which is 4 tablets, and you're given once a day. It's for 5 days. So 4 times 5 is equal to 20 tablets. Good stuff. So if you calculate the total daily dose, you get 209, which is what, yeah, precisely, that's why you have to work out. That's why you have to work out 40. You have to work out 1 day first, then round it, and then think. Sorry, so if it was a cytotoxic drug, no, precise, no, sorry, it'd be 40 still, so it'd be 40. You have to round it down because you can't give too much, can you? You're just giving extra on top. Good stuff, guys. So that's question 3. Guys, are we ready for question 4? If ready for question 4, just type 4, just type 4, just type 4. Let's do question number 4. Good stuff. So this one is another quantity to supply type question. Let's do it. Good stuff, guys. That's question number 4. What was our answer for question number 4, please? By the way, guys, in community, if you have ever seen a prescription for amiodarone and it's something like this, it's like amiodarone, and then that's somehow meant to be amiodarone, and it's just there like 207, and then you have 200. If you see something messy like that and you start there thinking, what on earth is going on? I want to give up and go home. If that's you, just type a 1. Just type a 1. Just type a 1 if that's you. And then you're trying to figure out what it is. Then you say like, I want to give up. I can't be asked anymore. And it's just, yeah, the writing is shocking. The writing is shocking. So sometimes you get handwritten prescriptions and then you take it and you just take it into your pharmacy. But not with amiodarone. I'm just talking with prescriptions in general. They're really badly written. These GPs, honestly, is like before EPS, honestly, guys, it was so much hard work, but thankfully it is a little bit easier now. My wife's not listening in, is she? She's actually trained to be a GP, and I'm there taking the mickey out of her. No, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I think we are fine. So amiodarone, guys, is a very important question. I will bet my house. I will bet my hoodie. My hoodie says Pre Reg Shortucts family. Who likes my hoodie? Type of 1 if you do. I will bet my phone. I will bet my headphones. I will bet, but I've got a tissue box near me for some reason. I'll bet that. You will definitely get a question on amiodarone in the exam, whether it's about amiodarone doses, whether it's about amiodarone side effects, whether it's about amiodarone as in how many tablets to give. They will definitely give you a question on amiodarone in the exam. Fantastic. So is that clear, guys? Please learn amiodarone. Is that clear? If it is, type a yes, type a yes, type a yes if that's clear. They will definitely ask you a question on amiodarone in the exam. Yes, Luca post down, big yes, fantastic. Definitely, definitely. If it doesn't come up, I want that hoodie. You should come to our fairs and conferences. We were at the BPSA conference in April in Portsmouth. That was fantastic. We're going to go to the GPhC on this weekend. We've got the pharmacy show in October. So if you ever come down, we have a raffle, we have a spin the wheel. The spin the wheel was popular. And then if you win a t-shirt, you win a hoodie, you will win all sorts of goodies. Fantastic. So guys, our answer was 7 tablets for this one. So it's 7 tablets for this one. So why is it 7? It's because for your first week, you are taking 1 tablet 3 times a day. And you got 1 times 3 times 7 days, well, so you got 21. And then for your next week, because the question is asking you 200 twice a day for a week, what you then get is, why is it not working? There we go. In your week 2, you get 1 tablet twice a day for a week. So 1 times 2 times 7, you get 14. And then week 3 onwards, it's 1 tablet a day for 4 weeks. So it's 1 times 1 times 28, so that's 28. And you get 63 tablets in total. But you've only got 2 times 28 because the question said 2 times 28. So you got 56 tablets in stock, but you need 63. So you owe 7. So your answer is 7. So is that now a little bit clearer, guys? If it is, just type a 7, just type a 7, just type a 7. I've got a good question. If a question doesn't specify how long a month is, do we assume it's 30 days or 28 days? You assume it's 28 days, please. You assume it's 28 days. So if you get a month, then it's 28 days, please. Fantastic. Good stuff, guys. Who's loving it so far? We've got a few more questions to go. If you're loving it, guys, just type a 5, just type a 5, just type a 5. You are going to get another question coming up soon. And that is your next question. Question number 5, please. What was our answer for question number 5? 69.2, 69.2, 69.2. Good stuff. So with these questions, if you get a resource, they have to give you the information. Otherwise, everyone's going to answer a random question and it's not going to make any sense. So if the question tells you that you've got a 7-year-old, why is the pen not working? If you've got a question, it's got a 7-year-old and they weigh 28 kilograms, and then you have body weight there, then you have to look under the right section. Is that clear so far, guys? Is that reasonable? If it is, just type a 5, just type a 5, just type a 5 if you think that is reasonable. So because there are 28, you have to look under this section. If you do it there, you're going to get it wrong. If you do it there, you're going to get it wrong. It's telling you, the question, that the child weighs 28 kilograms. So you have to look under 20 kilograms. It sounds very simple, but in that exam, sometimes when you're rushed, it's very easy to make mistakes like this. So the answer is 20, and you're going to look under that section, and then you have to use this information to then answer said question. Good stuff, guys. So that's why you got the right answer. If you were able to, you know that that's 20, and you go from there and you work it all out, and that is your answer. So your answer is 69.2. So your answer is 69.2. And I've got a question there. So how would you deal with the question if the gender wasn't specified and the volume needed to be adjusted? So that's a very tricky question to answer. They have to specify something, otherwise the question isn't clear enough. So the question just isn't clear enough, and then it won't be clear, and then everyone's going to give different answers, and the GPhC will have to chalk off that question. So for the purpose of, well, clinically, they have to make it very clear in the exam if it's a male or if it's a female or whatever they want to do. Good stuff. I got 79.2, ended up doing 50 mils times 18. How do we know how much kilograms to do it by? That's a very good question as well, and we'll go through that in the next slide. So you have 100 milligrams for the first 10 kg. So you have 100 times by 10, and that gives you 1,000. And then you have 50 milliliters per kilogram per 1 kg between 10 and 20. So guys, what's between 10 and 20? How much kg is that? So how many kilograms are between 10 and 20? Let me know, guys, what you think. So fantastic. So it's 10 kilograms. So you have 50 milliliters per kilogram. So it's 10. And then you've got your 10 and your 10. So if you've got 10 and 10 and it's 28, how many kilograms are left, guys? How many kilograms are left? Fantastic. So 8 kilograms left. So you have 20 mils times a kg, so you 20 times 8, and that is correct. Yeah, so no, so it's 18 kilograms between 10 and 20. No, so it's the first 10, and then between 10 and 20, so that's 10 kg, and then the remainder that you have left, so that's the 8. So I hope that is now a little bit clearer. It's very tricky to start, but I hope that becomes a little bit clearer. So with this question, you got 20 times by the 8, and then you get the remainder as well. So let's go through the method. Let's go through the method. You have your 28, and you've got to complete all of these steps. So you have 1,000, and then you have 500, and then you have 160. So that then gives you 1860 ml. I've seen a few questions there, and I'll definitely answer them, but we'll go through the question, and then I'll come back to it. So you've got 1680. So is the 1680 clear so far? If you guys managed to get that so far, just give me a 1680. Just give me a 1680. If you got a 1680 so far, just type in that. Fantastic. 1680, 1680. And I've got some messages about coming back later, like another day. You should stick around, guys. You're gonna get lots of prizes. And if your name pops up and you're not around, then you're not going to win it, unfortunately. So I will stick around if you can. Fantastic. So let's have a look. See. Let's go through a few questions. Good stuff. So (1660), fantastic. Sorry guys, I got distracted by some of the chat there. So because you have 100 ml per kg for the first 10, it's 100 times 10. And then it's 50 for each 1 kg between 10 and 20. So it's each kilogram, guys. It's each kilogram. So it's between 10 and 20. So 20 minus 10 is 10 kg. So it's 10 kg. And then you've got 10 and 10 and 20. So you have 8 kilograms left over. So that's why it is 10 and then 10 and then 8. Let's have a look. I had another question that came up. Max 2 liters in females and 2.5 liters in males. Would that apply to the total volume, or would that apply to the 20 kg and above? That's a very good question. So if your total volume ended up equaling, so we have a 7-year-old child, it should say boy or girl, but it's okay because it isn't. But if it was more, so say if it was a 7-year-old boy, a wee boy, red cheeky monkeys, very special age. So 7-year-old boy, and they had more than 2.5 liters, and it equaled more than 2.5 liters, then you would choose 2.5 liters. Then that would be the figure that you use to work out the rest of the question. Very good question, and I hope that answers what you had in mind as well. Fantastic. So we have this so far, 1660. So you have 1660, that's given, and that's given over 24 hours. So you get 69.1666, and then you round your answer to 1 decimal place, you get 69.2. So if that's clear, guys, if it wasn't before, but it's clearer now, just type in a 5, just type in 5, just type in a 5, so I know that everyone is with me and no one's falling asleep or just here anyway. It's a bit early, guys, not even 8 o'clock yet. Fantastic. So that's question 5. So it's given for the whole day, and then you round it because you need to get mils per hour. So you have to get mils per hour. Good stuff. Fantastic. So guys, question number 6, are we ready? If you are, just give me a 6, guys. Give me a 6, just give me a 6. Let's move on to the next question. Good stuff, guys. So if you work in a hospital and you have seen something similar to this, guys, just type a me, just type a me, just type a me. So this is very important. Some of us will have seen something like this in the hospital, and you have to be able to work out something like this to be able to answer said questions in the exam. By the way, does anyone struggle with these types of questions? If you do, just type a me, just type a me. We'll spend some more time going through it, and we'll make sure everyone understands it as well. So our answer, some of us are sharing answers. So I've got 504. Okay, let's do the answers first then. So guys, what was our answer for question number 6, please? What was our answer for question number 6? 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Yeah, so our answer is 8. With these questions, very important that you work out your overall dose first. So like this, we've got 32 kilograms. 32 kilograms, so 0.3 times 32, that'll give you your dose. Guys, it doesn't sound bad, but what's 0.3 times 32? Can someone please do it for me in the calculator? So what is 0.3 times 32? Thank you, Sarah Dahash, 9.6, Mia, Miriam, Giselle, fantastic. So we have 9.6 grams is what we need. 9.6 grams is what we need. So we have our strength, we have 100 milligrams per mil. So we have to convert that into 9.6. Then that will give us the milliliters that we need. Is that clear so far, guys? If it is, just type a 6, guys. Just type a 6, just type a 6. So you have to convert that. You have to go from 100, times it, and then get to 9.6 grams. And then you'll get your milliliters that you need for the total infusion, because then you use, I'll use a different colored pen to make a point actually. So you use the milliliters here, and then you have to use the milliliters here from there. And then because the question is asking for hours, you have to use the time and then calculate it in hours. Fantastic. Is everyone still with me? If you are, guys, just type a 6, guys, just type a 6, just type a 6. And then let's get cracking on with the method for this question as well. So with this question, I'll do the first one together. So you have 0.06 times the kilograms, so that's 32. That's per hour, but we need 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is half an hour. So we need to divide that by 2. Is everyone still with me so far? If you are, guys, just type a 2. Just type a 2 if you're with me. So this is working out for the entire hour, but we need 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is half an hour, so just divide it by 2. Good stuff. And then pretty much there, guys, all you pretty much do is follow it through. So you do 0.06, and do 0.112, and do 0.24, and then you get your first 3 sets of milliliters. So you have milliliters for the 0.06, and then 0.112 and 0.24 as well. So after the first 3 sets, how much time has gone by in hours, guys? So after 0.06, 0.112 and 0.24, how much time has gone by? Hala, fantastic. So you have, that's it. So you have, I'll use a green pen. So you have 30 minutes, you have 30 minutes and 30 minutes. Then you have 90 minutes. So that is 1.5 hours. Good stuff. So you know that your answer has to be more than 1.5 hours. So you have to work out how much you've used so far and know it's in 1.5 hours. And then you have to rearrange it and figure this out afterwards. But let's go through it now. Good stuff. So our answer, go through the method, is 8 hours. So precisely you get 0.3 times 32. So that's 9.6 grams. So that's 9,600 milligrams. Privigen is 100 milligrams per mil. So it's 9,600 milligrams in 96 mils. So 96 mils, guys, is what we need. So is that clear, guys? Just type in a 96. Just type in a 96. Just type in a 96, guys, if that is clear so far. So 96 mils is what we need. If we work out from the previous slide like we did, if we work out the 0.06, the 0.12, and the 0.24, we will get 6.72. So we will get 6.72. Mark spot a very good thing, Dan. I keep forgetting to add the initial 1.5 hours. So that's the most important thing, Mark. Now you've learned something new, Mark, and now you're going to get it right in the exam, and you're going to smash that GPhC exam as well. Fantastic. This is what it's all about. The more you practice, the more you learn, the more you apply your knowledge, and then you'll get it right in the exam, and you'll absolutely smash it. You can all do it. Small mistakes that let us down. So far, guys, we have 6.72, but we need 96. So it's 96 minus the 6.72, and then that will get us the remainder of the infusion that we need to give. If that's clear, guys, just type in a 6, just type in a 6, just type in a 6, and that is fantastic. Good stuff, guys. So then we have 89.28 is what we need to give. So because you have our final infusion, that's 0.4 per kg per hour, you have 0.4 times 32. That is what you know. So you don't know the hours, but you do know that the child's weight is 32 kilograms. So that's going to give you 12.8 mils in an hour. Is everyone still with me, guys? If you are, just give me a 6. So 12.8 mils in an hour. So then you have to work out for 89.28. So you have to work out for 89.28, 89.28, then that'll give you your 6.975 hours. And then pretty much what you've got to do is add it all together. So you have your 6.975, and then you have your half an hour, your half an hour, your half an hour. You add it all together, it gives you 8.475, and then it's asking for the nearest hour, nearest whole number. So 8.4, oops, that's the next question, sorry guys. It's asking for the nearest whole number. So 8.475 will become 8 hours. Good stuff. If you struggled with that before, if you made mistakes, if you learned something new, guys, and you found it useful, just type in a 6, just type in a 6, just type in a 6, so I know you are learning from this session as well. So that is really, really important. So I just saw a question before you move forward. Let's see. Where did we get 96 from? Oh, so that's a very good question. 96 is from the start. So who posted that? Let's see. Nida's put 96. Where is 96 from? So the 96 is from there. So 0.3 times 32. So that's the patient's weight. You get 99.6. But you have to change that to milligrams. So you get 9600. Because it's 100 milligrams per mil, then you have to work it out for 9,600. So the 9,600 there, the 9,600 there, and you convert the milligrams into milligrams and then the mils into mils. So what you're doing is you're doing it by times 96. So 1 times 96 is 96 mils. Nida, does that answer your question? Type a yes if it does. Type a yes if it does. Fantastic. So let's have a look. If it's 8.55, do we round it up? If we get 6.97, then would it be 8.5? I got confused here. You just work out the whole thing, Aruj, and that'll be fine. If it's 8.5 now, do we round up or not? No, because if it's 8.549, then it's closer to 8 than it is 9. And that way your answer is going to be 8 still. Let's go back to the question for a quick second. There we go. Host, now let me know when we can move forward. Good stuff, guys. Wow, guys, it's at the time already. It's almost 8:10. I think we only got time for one more question. Who's ready for the last question, guys? If you're ready for the last question, just type a me, just type a me. Just type me if you are ready for the last question. I hope you have been loving it so far and finding it useful. I promise you the rest of them, we'll get through them at another time and we'll send the questions and we'll send the questions to you as well. Anjali will definitely send them to you. There's no point in us making questions and then just keeping them to ourselves. That makes no sense. If you know Pre Reg Shortcuts, you know that we always give stuff and we always give freebies and we always give questions and we always give lots of practice. So we'll definitely find a way and we will make sure that you get the questions sent to you as well. So guys, our last question is, we'll skip that one actually because I've got to find the resource. Let's do that one, guys, as a last question. Let's do that one. So that's the last question. It's okay if you don't get it right. It's a very difficult one, but let's do that one as our last one. This is the final question, guys, for tonight. So what was our answer for question number 8, please? It was a very difficult one, so it's okay if you didn't manage to get it right. The method is coming up, so we'll go through it as well. So the answer is 6.3. The answer is 6.3. Edward's put down 6.3 mils question marks. Edward, my friend, you cannot put question marks in the exam. It doesn't work. The GPhC will say no question marks. There has to be a correct answer. So you got to follow your gut and you got to follow through, because 6.3 is the correct answer, my friend. So 6.3 is the correct answer. So if you guys got that right, I am mega impressed with you, because it's a very difficult one, but 6.3 is correct. Good stuff, guys. How many of us struggle with dilutions? It's a very difficult concept, but how many of us struggle? Just type of me if you do. If you want me to go through it properly, just type of me, just type of me, just type me. So let's go through this. So with this question, guys, what we're doing is we are using 15 mils. We are using it for 3 times a day, and we're going to use it for 14 days. We're going to get 15 times 3 times 14 days. That's going to give us 630 mils. Is that clear so far, guys? If it is, just give me an 8. If that's clear so far, just give me an 8. Just give me an 8. That's what you have to do for now, and nothing else for now. Just break it into nice little chunks and everything is going to be great. So we have 630 mils so far. Because it's a 1 in 10, because it's a 1 in 10,000, you have to times it by the 150. So the 150, because it's been diluted, you then have to work out the original strength of it. So 1 divided by 10,000 times 150 will give you 0.015. So in 15 mils, you're going to get 0.015 grams of potassium permanganate. Because you got 0.015 grams of permanganate, you have to work it out from there. You get 0.63 grams and you get X is equal to 6.3. Is that a bit clear, guys? If it is, just give me an 8. Just give me an 8. That's a bit clear. Who wants to see another method of question 8 as well? Just as an extra. Fantastic. Good stuff, guys. Let's do this. Let's go back and let's see another method. So you can watch the replay again afterwards and you'll have to understand it because you have more time to work out the question. And then you can go from there as well. Let's put down, I did it, C1, V1, C2, V2. If you got the correct answer, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you got C1, C2, V2, then that is okay as well. Are we allowed to highlight in the exam? Yes, you are. You'll get highlighted in the exam. So Dalia, you're in the combo course. I recognize the name. So in the webinar, in the class webinar, in the first one, I go through what it looks like on the exam screen and I go through all the features as well. So that's very important. So you can definitely highlight in the GPhC exam. So let's go back to the question, guys. So what the question is asking is you've got 15 mils diluting into 150. And if you do that, so if you get 15 mils and you dilute it to 150, you'll get a solution that is 1, let me think that, where it's 1 in 10,000. So what you've done is you've gone times by 10 and you've ended up with 150 and you've ended up with a 1 in 10,000 solution. So that is what it is when it's being diluted. So you need to work out the original, you need to divide it. So is that clear so far, guys? If it is, just type in an 8, just type in an 8 if that is clear so far. Because you've timed it by 10 to make it weaker, you need to divide it by 10 to then make it stronger, to then get the original. So 1 in 10,000 is equal to 1 in 1,000. That is 1 gram in 1,000. So what you get from there is 1 in 1,000, you've got 1,550 times by 3 times by 14. So guys, what is 150 times by 3 times by 14? Is it 6,300? Fantastic, 6,300. That's exactly what I was hoping for. So you get 6,300 ml. So if you get 1 gram in 1,000 ml, you'll get 6.3 grams in 6,300 ml. Is that now a little bit clearer to understand, guys? Is that now a little bit clearer? Dalia says yes, Realista says yes. We've got loads more yeses coming up. So that is another way to do that sort of question. Do you know what, though? My writing is pretty tragic on there. Shall I make it a bit clearer on a separate slide? I think I should make it a bit clearer on a separate slide. I should. Right, okay. Yeah, let's make it a bit clearer. So you have 15, you go into 150. So how many 15s, guys, go to 150? It's 10 times, isn't it? Is that clear so far? Just type in a yes if that's clear. So 15, you're going to 150, you're going up by 10 times. So you have diluted times 10. That is very important to understand. So you have diluted by 10. If you dilute by 10, what it says in the question is that it goes and it becomes a 1 in 10,000 solution. So this one is after dilution. So after dilution, it's like adding water to like orange juice. If you add 10 times the water, you're going to make it 10 times weaker, aren't you, guys? So it's going to make it 10 times weaker. So who finds that analogy useful? If you do, just type an 8. So if you got a bit of orange concentrate, right, and then you add in 10 times the water, you're going to make it 10 times weaker. So because you're going to put 10 times the water compared to it, so you're going to end up at 150. Fantastic. So if that's after dilution, you then have to divide by 10. to then get the original solution of that. If that's clear, guys, just type a 10, just type a 10, just type a 10 if that's clear. So you have to divide by 10 to get the original. So the original, that arrow's tragic. Sorry, I don't have enough space here, guys. So the original is 1 in 1000. Because we have 150 ml times 3 times a day times 14 days, we get 6,300 ml. So if that's now clearer, if you now understand where 6,300 comes from, just type in a me. If you learn something new and you understand it a bit better now, just type in a me. So you go 150 times 3 times 14, and you get 6,300. So you need to put the 6,300 into the 1 in 1000. So 1 in 1000 would equal 6.3. Hang on, my writing's tragic. 6.3 in 6,300. So our answer is 6.3 grams. Good stuff. Fantastic. So guys, if you found that useful, just type in an 8, just type in an 8, just type in an 8. Good stuff. Where does the 630 come from? The 630 comes from, that's a different method. So 15 times 3 times 7 is 630. So that's a different method, and I've shown you another method because we like giving lots of stuff and you get different methods of pre-reg shortcuts. So if you found that useful, just type in an 8, guys. Just type in an 8. Just type in an 8 and we can get cracking on with the rest of the session, because you're right. Onurkan is correct. So it's 8:20, guys. And I think you've had enough of me and calculations. Who was working today? If you were working today, guys, just type a me. Just type a me if you were working today. Everyone was working today. Everyone's busy. Everyone's knackered. And I'm just putting you through more calculations and more thinking. So I hope you've had a really good session. I hope you found it useful. I hope you take away what we've learned today into the exam as well. I was doing an exam. I'm sorry, my friend, I put you through 8 questions. So guys, I hope you found it really useful. What I was going to say is that we have a 30 question little mini series on YouTube. So you should subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to do that in the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. And then get 30 questions all separate into little videos, and I'll help a revision as well. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pre Reg Shortcuts. We've done 8 questions today. You've all been really, really great and patient, understanding, and really enthusiastic. Thank you for that. It's really appreciated. You're going to get the rest of the questions. You're going to get the rest of the answers. You might get a replay of this video. That's up to the BPSA, what they do, what they can and can't do. So guys, enough with calculations. Who is ready for some MEP? If you are, give me a yes. If you want some MEP. If you are bored of reading the MEP, and if you want the MEP in an easier, much easier way to understand, just type for me, yes. Let me get back to the slides, because otherwise they'll see all the answers. So let's skip forward. Fantastic. Let's go back to Zoom. Where are you? Let's see. So who can see some MEP slides, guys? If you can, just type a me. Fantastic. So the YouTube channel, guys, is called Pre Reg Shortcuts. So Pre Reg Shortcuts, just like that. You'll find over 150 videos on there, lots of freebies, lots to learn, and that is good stuff. The guys have been fantastic. I'm gonna hand you over now to the brilliant Georgina. Georgina is that fantastic. You know, me and Marvin have done all our work together for like 7 years, and we just couldn't find anyone that we could work or get on well with. Georgina fits that role, and we've gone and we've talked to at least 100 people, and Georgina was definitely the best one out of that group. Georgina is fantastic. She has an amazing session planned for you, and behind the scenes, I know Georgina has put a lot of time into this. So please listen to the session. Please stick around. I promise you, it's going to be very useful for your exam. Over to you, Georgina.
Hello,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Hello, everybody. If you can all hear me and see me, can you give me a 1? Can you give me a 1? Fantastic. How many of you find MEP boring to revise? How many of you find it boring to revise? Yes, we've got lots of me's, we've got lots of me's, we've got lots of me's. Not boring. I actually like the MEP, okay? But so many people don't like it, and I can understand why you wouldn't like it, okay? But I like pharmacy law because, I don't know, it must be something weird with me, I suppose. But what I do, guys, is like, I always like to start a webinar with some memes and some jokes. Okay, so how many of you currently feel like this? Next slide, please, Uma. How many of you feel like this? Yes, how many of you feel like this? It's so true, so true. I felt like this as a student. I felt like it as a student. It's crazy, it's crazy. But the most important thing is, okay, it's like you will get there, okay? You will get there, okay? And the only thing is that, guys, I do not want you to be falling asleep in this webinar, okay? I do not want you guys to be falling asleep in this webinar because we know that pharmacy law is boring, okay? So next slide, please. So guys, don't be like this, okay? I'm gonna, if you fall asleep, I will be a little bit sad, okay? But I'm gonna try and make it engaging and interactive. There's gonna be questions, there's gonna be pretty slides, lots of different cartoons, okay? So if you are ready, give me a 2, because what we will find is that the GPhC does not expect you to be a lawyer. Okay, they do not expect you to be a lawyer. They're not going to be like, oh, under regulation 217 of the human medicines regulations, blah, blah, blah. You're not expected, okay? You are not expected to know regulation numbers, okay? You're expected to know the law so you can actually work lawfully and safely in your clinical practice, okay? So guys, if you are ready for a quiz, give me a yes, okay? What the rules of the game is that for each question, I am going to time you for 1 minute, okay? After that 1 minute, I then want you to put your answers into the chat, but please hold on to your answers until I say pop your answers into the chat, okay? So guys, if you're ready, we're going to move on to our first question, and I'm going to start timing you 1 minute. Okay, guys, that is your time. What answers do you have, guys? What answers do we have? Oh, interesting. With this question, I always find that I have a split between Team A and Team E. So, who thinks E is the correct answer? Who thinks E is the correct answer? If you think it's correct, give me a me, give me a me. Oh, you got me's. If you think it's correct, you are all wrong. Okay, but don't worry, carbon copies of NHS prescriptions are acceptable as long as they are signed in ink. Yes, I'm getting what, okay? If you don't believe me, you can check the MEP. It is true. Carbon copies of NHS prescriptions are perfectly acceptable, perfectly legal, as long as they are signed in ink. Okay, carbon copies. Does everyone know what I mean by carbon copy? Okay, you know when you have like those really, I get it when I have a gas, when I have a gas inspection in my flat, right? I kind of like get like 2 pieces of paper. I have like one translucent and one yellow, okay? You write on it and the information is on kind of like the 2 pieces of paper. Okay, that's basically a carbon copy. Okay, and as long as it's signed in ink at the bottom, it's perfectly legal in an NHS script. Have I just shocked all of you? Have I just shocked all of you if I have put a 2? Yes, okay, because the correct answer here, guys, is going to be A. Because of course prescriptions need to be written in indelible ink. Okay, prescriptions need to be written in indelible ink. Okay, so the correct answer here, guys, is A. So well done, everybody who has actually got A as the answer. Okay, does everybody understand? Does everybody understand the reason why A is the correct answer? Yes. Oh, EPS, that's completely different. So EPS, that's under regulation 219 of the Human Medicines Regulations. And what happens is that's an advanced electronic signature. So that is slightly different. Okay, fantastic. If you are all clear, guys, that's fantastic. We're going to start moving on to our next question. Oh, actually, I forgot to talk about this. Apologies. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. One thing I wanted to share with you guys is one easy way to remember the legal requirements of a prescription, and that's going to be the mnemonic pads. Okay, think of prescription pads. Okay, so we've got P is going for patient name and address. P is also going to stand for prescriber particulars and address. Age if under 12. Dates, okay, how long are prescriptions valid for, guys? How long are scripts valid for? We got 6 months, or what if it's a CD? Yeah, schedule 2, 3, and 4 CDs. We've got 28 days, smashing. And of course, signature, okay? We need to have a signature, okay? So if you don't like kind of like mnemonics and acronyms, on the next slide, I've got a bit of a visual diagram that can help you, which is also very good for all of you, which are going to be like your visual learners. Okay, so prescriptions are valid for 6 months, okay, but schedule 2, 3, and 4s are going to be valid for 28 days. Okay, so guys, if you're all clear, let's move on to our next question, and your time starts now. Okay, guys, that is your time. What answers do we have? We have team A in the house, team A. Any other answers apart from A? Oh, we got a cheeky C in there. We've got a cheeky C. Boom, Jessica's in there. A. Okay, the reason why is A, they can only prescribe Schedule 4 and Schedule 5 controlled drugs. Well done, well done. That is correct. So EEA and Swiss prescribers, they can only prescribe Schedule 4 and Schedule 5 controlled drugs. Okay, is that clear with everybody? If that's clear, just give me a 1, guys. Give me a 1 if that's clear. Is everybody happy about EEA and Swiss prescriptions? Okay, I've seen a question in terms of that you didn't think they can do emergency supplies. They can. They can do emergency supplies for things that they are permitted to prescribe. Okay, so fantastic. If everybody's clear, let's move on to our next question, and your time starts now. Okay, guys, that is your time. What answers do we have? We got Team D, or we got a cheeky little B there. We got a cheeky B. Team D. Okay, so fantastic, guys. Okay, D is the correct answer. Okay, if the controlled drug scripts like Schedule 2 and Schedule 3 controlled drugs are not valid for 30 days, how long are they valid for, guys? 28. Fantastic. And of course, with controlled drug scripts, we need to have quantity of the medicine written in words and figures. Okay, but let's say, for example, we have a scenario, we have a prescription in front of us, and let's say, for example, one of them is actually missing. Okay, let's say one of them is actually missing. Yeah, typographical errors. Yeah, we can actually amend that. Fantastic. So if either the words or the figures, but not both, is missing, we can actually make that amendment, but also for minor typographical errors, where it's very obvious what you can tell what the medicine is. Fantastic. If you guys are all clear with that, give me a 2, then we can actually get cracking lacking on with some more questions. Fantastic, plenty of 2s in the house. Let's get cracking, guys. Here is your next question. Oh, we've got some eager beavers in the house. We've got some eager beavers. Okay, guys, that is your 1 minute up. We have some eager beavers, but everyone else, what are your answers? Pretty please. We have A's. If you're not sure, don't worry. We're going to go through it. I have a very pretty slide to go through in a minute about veterinary scripts. Okay, we're going to mix between A and D. Okay, so the correct answer here is going to be A. So well done, everybody who actually put A, because we don't need the date of birth of the owner. Okay, what do we need instead? If we don't need a date of birth of the owner, what do we need instead, guys? We need the name and address of the owner. Boom. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go through a very pretty slide that I have made, and look at this beauty. Okay, so here is like a nice visual kind of like diagram for you guys to actually help you to learn the legal requirements of vet scripts. Okay, so particularly for our POM-Vs and POM-BPSs, and also those medicines which can be supplied under the cascade. Okay, so the things that we're going to need that name and address of the owner. We need to know what the animal is. Okay, we need to have identification. We need to have species of that animal. Okay, we need to know kind of like, I don't know, roles, kind of like the sausage dog, for example, kind of like is going to be having tramadol prescribed, for example. Okay, and we also need the details of the premises in which the animal is going to be kept, if it's going to be different. So let's say, for example, if the animal is going to be kept in a shelter, this would be the perfect example in which we need the address of the animal. Okay, so we also need to have the qualifications and signature of the veterinary prescriber. Okay, and if they're prescribing controlled drugs, okay, we need to also have that reg number of the vet. Okay, so the validity of the scripts. Okay, of course, we're going to need a date on that prescription. The validity is going to be exactly the same for humans. Okay, so 6 months, but of course, Schedule 2, 3, and 4 CDs is going to be 28 days. We're also going to need that name and address and telephone number of the prescriber. Okay, and we're also going to need every single little detail about the medicine. We need the name of the medicine, we need the quantity, we need the dose. Okay, we need administration instructions. Having it as directed is not good enough. We need to know how often we need to be giving it to that animal. Okay, We need to know about warnings, and we also need to know about withdrawal periods, okay? Withdrawal periods are important, particularly for food animals, okay? Why are withdrawal periods important? Why do they need to be stated on a prescription? Yes, it's fantastic. Well done. To make sure there is no harm to humans, we need to make sure the food that we're going to be eating is going to be safe. Okay. So particularly, let's say, for example, tuberculosis with cattle. Yeah, you cannot eat it before a withdrawal period. Fantastic. Okay. Fun fact, if I remember correctly, it's 28 days for meat. You don't need to know this for a GPhC exam, it's just extra info. But it's 28 days for meat. I think it's 7 days for milk, and there's a 500-degree day period for kind of like fish, where the hotter the temperature of the water makes the drug kind of like clear out kind of like quicker. Just some kind of extra facts for you there, guys. Okay, so if you are ready for your next question, give me a 4, give me a 4. I hope you are enjoying the session so far. And has anybody fallen asleep? I hope you have not fallen asleep on me, guys. No. Fantastic. Okay, your minute starts now, guys. Okay, guys, that is your time. What answers do we have? What answers do we have? Wow, you are telling me, being like, shut up, Georgina, it's E. Why are you insulting my intelligence by asking this question? Smashing. Fantastic. Okay, so E is the correct answer. And I can't, literally, there were so many comments I missed who've put it in there, but someone has put that is good practice. Fantastic. Well done. E is good practice. That's it. Okay, so if E is good practice, what do we need to put? What do we need to put about an absence in the RP register? Yeah, so we need to know time, okay? Yeah, so we need to know the date of the absence, okay? Time in which the absence has started and the time in which the absence ended. And but why is the time so important? Why is it important? Yes, only 2 hours allowed. Fantastic. Because you can't be absent for 2 hours and yeah, fantastic. More than 2 hours, yeah. Fantastic. Maximum 2 hours and 24 hours. Fantastic. Well done, guys. You're smashing this. Okay, let's get moving on to our next question, guys.
Sorry, Georgina, won't be a second. Guys, who's going to work in community afterwards? If you have an intention for community, just type a 1, just type a 1, just type 1. This is what you'll be doing basically. You'll go into work and then you'll open the book, or it'll be on a computer screen, and you'll fill it in. You'll have your name, and then you'll have a GPhC number for when you pass the exam and you smash the exam and you register, and then the day of when you're a pharmacist, and then the time you start working as well. This is going to be used soon. So they like asking this. So this will come up in the exam, because if you're going to do the exam in June and you're going to be a pharmacist in August, they expect you to know it. So learn this, it will come up. Sorry, Georgina, back to you.
No, that's no bother, no bother. Fantastic. Here is your next question, guys. Okay, guys, that is your time. What answers do we have? What answers do we have? Okay, we're getting some C, 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 C. I did have some A's. But we've got some C, C, C's. Oh, we seem to be a split between Team A and Team C. Okay, so who's Team A? Anybody here for Team A? We got A, me. We got someone else got a C. Okay, if you put A, you are absolutely incorrect. I'm sorry, but no, with the RP regulations, okay, it's 5 years, okay? If you fail, if you forget anything, okay, do not forget this, okay? Vet and RP, 5 years, okay? Just remember that. Vet, RP, 5 years, okay? And it's very easy. So naturally your brain's going to think, oh yeah, it's asking about time period of records. Oh yeah, probably 2 years, because everything else is 2 years, right? But when it comes to vet regulations and when it comes to RP regulations, it is 5 years. If that's clear, guys, give me a 5, give me a 5. Fantastic, fantastic, amazing, amazing. Well done, guys. You are absolutely smashing this so far. Awesome. Okay, here is your next question. Okay, guys, that is your time. What answers do we have? What answers do we have? Oh, we're getting a mix. We're getting Team E. We've got a bit of a B. We've got E's. Okay, so how many of you have actually put E as your answer? How many of you have got E? If you've got E, give me a me or put me at E. Me. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, if you put E, you are absolutely correct. Well done. Okay, naturally, okay, sometimes you would automatically think, right, we need to keep the invoices for Schedule 2 because it happens in community pharmacy. Okay, the invoices are kept for Schedule 2 controlled drugs. They're kept in the folder, aren't they? You know, kind of like they're kept in the folder, and then you know, kind of like you have like a massive log of invoices. I don't know about you guys, but anywhere that I have worked, you just see they're kind of like, it's like a museum of invoices, isn't it? Kind of like all in the pharmacy. Okay, but the ones that you essentially that you need to retain for 2 years by law, okay, that's going to be Schedule 3 and Schedule 5. Okay, Schedule 3 and Schedule 5, we need to keep those invoices for 2 years. Okay, so Schedule 3, Schedule 5, we need to keep those invoices. Okay, you don't actually need to keep invoices for Schedule 4s. You don't need to keep them by law. You don't need to keep by law for Schedule 2s either. You have a CD register. They're often kept in the pharmacy, particularly very useful if you're going to do balance checks at the end of the month or weekly. Okay, if that's clear, guys, give me a 1. Give me a 1 if that's clear, guys. Fantastic. Here is your next question, guys. Okay, that is your time, guys. That is your time. What answers do we have? What answers do we have? We got C, 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 C. Oh, we got someone put C and D. Midazolam is not in the cupboard. It's not under safe custody. Fun fact, it's not under safe custody. Okay, so why? Okay, so we got A, secobarbital. What schedule was secobarbital? Fantastic. It's scheduled 2, but it's actually exempt from safe custody. It's scheduled 2, but it's actually exempt from safe custody. Okay. Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Well done. Secobarbital is scheduled 2, but it's not under the safe custody. It is the only one. Spot on. Fantastic. So out of all of this list, buprenorphine, it is a Schedule 3 controlled drug, but it is in the cupboard. Okay. So we've got midazolam, pregabalin. Okay, they're going to be Schedule 3s. They're going to be exempt. Buprenorphine is Schedule 3, but it's going to be in the cupboard. Is that clear, guys? If that's clear, give me a 2, give me a 2. And I think that's all of the time that we have left for MEP, because don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere, guys, because we have got exam tips, okay? We have got exam tips and raffle coming your way.
Fantastic, guys. So who loved that session with Georgina? If you did, just type of me, just type of me. If you're going to learn from it, if you're going to use the knowledge, smash it in the exam, just type of me. I promise you some of these questions will come up in the exam, because MEP is one book and there's only honestly so much they can ask you. So a lot of MEP questions are pretty much recycled in the exam. So please learn it, and I promise you, you'll get a few extra marks, and that will help you go over the line. Who's loved today's sessions? If you have, just type a yes, just type a yes. If you love today's session, if you want another session next week, if you want another one, just type a yes, just type a yes, just type a yes, because we have another one next week. So guys, turn up next Wednesday as well. We have another session next week with Marvin and Georgina. Marvin is going to do clinical. I'm not sure what topic he's got in mind, but he will do something very interesting. Clinical is always really great. And then Georgina will do some OTC. So please come for that next week. It's going to be very useful for your revision. So don't miss that next week. Fantastic. Who wants some tips and advice? Who's got their exam in June and you're a bit scared and you're a bit worried and you just want some tips and advice? If you do, just type a me, just type a me, just type me. Good stuff, guys. I'm going to get my pencil. It's falling on the floor. Fantastic. So let's go to the tips and advice. And the raffle. So please don't disappear. Please don't disappear. So tip number 1, guys, believe in yourself. How many of us have spent 4 years in uni and then you've gone so far through your training as well? If you have, just give me a me, give me a me, give me a me. You passed all those exams at uni. And I know you won't believe me now, but honestly, those exams and OSCEs and everything else at uni is honestly more difficult than the GPhC exam. You won't believe me, but you realize it afterwards. So believe in yourself. You've done all the exams, you did A-levels as well, and different the Scottish qualifications and any other qualifications that you did as well. You got the right marks in those days, and you got into pharmacy. So you've done lots of exams and you've passed all of them, and this is just one more exam. Tip number 2, revise with friends. So revising with friends, everyone's different. Everyone has different skills and knowledge. Revise with friends, then they might teach you stuff that you don't know, and you might teach them things that they're not too sure on either. So that way, everyone becomes better as a group. That's why we have the family, Pre Reg Shortcuts family. We are a community, and everyone learns together, and they learn with friends as well. Practice past papers, so that's very important. So practicing questions and getting a feel for answering questions under time conditions will be really useful for you as well. And then tip number 4 is you got to stick to a plan. So pick certain days of the week for revision. Remember, guys, always have some time off as well. You're all working, family, friends, revising. There's a lot going on. So please don't work 7 days a week. Please don't work Monday till Friday and spend all Saturday and Sunday revising. You're tired in the evenings after work. It's very hard to revise in the evenings. I understand. I did the same as well. So very hard to revise in the evenings. So I know some of us will revise in the weekends, but please look after yourselves. Please have like one time, whether it's like one afternoon or where it's one evening, where you don't think about revision and you spend it properly with what's most important to you. It might be the family, it might be your friends, it might be hobby or interest, but please definitely keep that time separate. Tip number 5, so that's exactly what I was saying as well. So look after yourselves. The sleep is very important, your eating and your food is very important. You are what you eat is very true. Your hydration, your exercise, and you have to look after yourself as well. Good stuff, guys. So we have a raffle. So how many of us have heard of our combo course? Our combo course is our clinical and calculations. If you have heard and you want to join, just type 1 if that's you. Fantastic. So I know our group is a good mix. So some of us are first or second or third or fourth year students. Some of us are in our training year and going to the exam in June. And some of us are already in the combo course. So the rules that we'll do for this one is a bit different. If you're at uni and you're first, second, third, or fourth year and you win, please email me at info@preregshortcuts.com and I will sort it for you. If you're in your foundation year and you're going to the exam in June, then you will get access from tomorrow until the June GPhC exam and I will sort that for you. If you are already on the combo course and you win, then what's going to happen is we'll just give your money back because it's a raffle, isn't it? Fantastic. So is that clear, guys? If it is, just type a me, just type a me, just type a me, and fantastic. Emma, could you turn off the chat, please? And that way I can actually sort of like pick a winner. Just with the 3 dots. Yeah, that'd be really great. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Fantastic. So once the chat turns off, then it'll stop and then we'll be able to pick winners at random for the combo course. So we have 160. So let's do 3 raffles in total. Good stuff. Right, this chat needs to slow down. Thank you, Emma. Thank you for that. And Georgina, do you want to pick the first one?
Oh, okie dokies. Okay, I'm going to do it completely random, guys. Just bear with me 1 second. Shall I close my eyes when picking someone?
Yeah, please. And we know that it's definitely random.
Okay, I'm scrolling up, scrolling down, scrolling up on the chat. Okay, I have got Saya Nam or Sia Nam. Are you here? Give me a yes if you are here, guys. If you are here, give me a yes. Oh no, the chat's off.
Yeah, the chat's off. So that's fantastic. So Sia Nam. Please email me at info@preregshortcuts.com. Please email me here. And yes, Sia's turned up. Yes, fantastic. So please email me there. Let me know if you're at uni or if you're in a foundation year and I will sort that out for you. Fantastic. Emma, would you like to do the next one? You just got to pick one winner at random and that would be great.
No pressure. Thank you. Okay. All right, up, down. I've got Renee Tan.
Are you there in the chat? Are you there in the group? Renee Tan. Good stuff. That's fantastic. So you're also on the combo course. Please email me info@preregshortcuts.com and I will sort that out for you. Good stuff. So guys, let's do one more. I will do one more. I have Sarah Aziz. Sarah Aziz. So you are also on the combo course as well. Emma, could we put the chat back on, please? Fantastic. Thanks for that. Good stuff, guys. So guys, you know what? Shall we do another one? Who wants to do another one? If you want another one, guys, just type 1. Just type 1. Boom. Fantastic. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Right, I'll pick one as the chat goes by and then I'll do my best to pause it as well. Right, so our last winner is... Stop. Right, Simisola, you are the winner of a combo course. Simisola, are you there? Just type a yes if you are. Fantastic. Simisola, again, please email us at info@preshortcuts.com and that will be fantastic. So guys, for winners today, remember if you guys join next week, it'll be similar and you'll get a chance to win more prizes as well. So I believe that's the end of today's session, guys. I hope you found it really useful. Remember, for calculations and MEP, it's very important. You've got another webinar next week with Marvin and Georgina as well. Please scan those QR codes so you've got more information. Please scan those. You get access to the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, everything. So I hope you've had a good time. I hope you've learned a lot as well. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Emma and Georgina, any final words before we do go?
Just thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining. You've been absolutely fantastic. And whether you're going to sit the GPhC exam or whether you're going to sit your exams at uni, you will smash it. You will be absolutely A-okay. Okay, so good luck, everybody. And thank you for joining us on today's session.
Lovely. Thank you, Omar and Georgina. It's been a pleasure having you at this webinar, and we're excited for next week as well. It's so nice to see everyone engaging, and the raffles, of course, it's always nice. So before you guys go, I'll just drop some links into the group chat. There is event feedback form. If you can fill it out, that'll be much appreciated. And then we've got the BPSA link tree where you can find the link for next week's webinar. So make sure you sign up for that, and that'll be, as Omar said, that'll be clinical and OTC. So another great session to facilitate your revising. Yeah, thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Hope you've enjoyed today's session and hope you have a nice evening and a good day work tomorrow as well. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Matilda, Mia, Haifa. Thank you all. Thank you.